Thanks for clicking on the link. My name's Andrew and I work at a company called Action Your Potential. We have got a range of programs available for schools, for primary schools, for early years settings, for secondary schools, for sixth form colleges, and our aim is the same in every single case. It is to help children, young people, their parents and carers understand the incredible potential of the brain. So, in the information that follows, you'll hear all about the different programs that we provide for schools for children of any age. Thanks for listening, and we look forward to hearing from you soon. So, what does your school get if you bring the neuroscience revolution to your whole community? Well, you get a whole heap. Our focus is a passionate desire to help everyone understand the incredible bit of kit at the top of their necks. And we're working with over 120 different educational institutions. These are early years settings, primary schools, secondary schools, and sixth form colleges, supporting their parents and carers, their students, and their staff, learning all about their incredible brain. The mission is, once you understand your brain, you can change your mind about how to change your brain, and you can then change your world. And that process of changing the world unleashes the opportunity to close the gap, unleashes the opportunity to support and foster brilliant daily well-being habits, unleashes the opportunity to support students to understand exactly how memory works and what that means they should do not only in every lesson, but what they need to do each night when they get home from school. So the whole program for your whole secondary school or sixth form college is called Build a Neuro Ninja, and for that you get an awful lot. The mission is to help everyone, governors, staff, parents and carers and students go from being a brain bot to being a neuro ninja. And the brain is extremely complicated, so we have spent a lot of time making sure that everything we deliver is facing the audience it's designed for. So we've got videos designed for students, we've got webinars designed for parents, we've got training support sessions designed for staff. The whole program is built around 3 strands, which are made up of 10 skills. So there's a whole wellbeing strand, which looks at the daily skills required to build great well-being in our body, brain and mind. And those skills are do your rocks and manage your emotions. Then there's a whole well-being mind management strand, which is all about looking at the dark cellar of the brain, we like to call it, why the brain worries all the time, how we can respond to those worries flexibly, how to build calm. It's about depathologizing anxiety and worry. Every human brain worries and every human brain experiences anxiety. It's supporting students to understand that, understand how they can return themselves to a place of balance in their nervous system, how they can design desirable difficulties to support their growth, how learning is struggle and how that is really important in terms of supporting their growth, and how to bounce back from setbacks. Human brains have been built by evolution to deal with setbacks, but how do we do that? What are the daily habits that support that process? And in this pack, we also look at issues of procrastination, linking to productivity. In the final strand, it's all about the 4 skills that support brilliant learning, brilliant progress, brilliant memory. So there are the 10 leaps in learning, how practice sessions make progress, how to design deliberate practice sessions, how to build deliberate practice sessions to focus on barriers to learning, little and often learning we call that, and how you should plan each day around your learning in a way that supports the development of neural connections in terms of recall retention. So our program is flexible. It requires very little staff time to implement because we've done all that work for you. It teaches everyone in your community the why and the how and the what of the brain. But also, we're very passionate about behaviour change. As an ex-deputy whose mission was to close the gap, my mission is to help people understand that daily behaviours are the place where change is possible, and we support everyone, students and parents particularly, to understand the technology of daily habit change in the brain. So change in the brain is best done incrementally, bit by bit, iteratively, each step building on the next, and with our involvement focused on whichever habit we're building at the time and where we're headed. So we will support students and staff and parents to build change in the brain, small steps over days, weeks, and months. And we introduce people to a whole new way of thinking about behavior. If every behavior has to be built in the brain first, and the mind is the projection of the brain, a behavior change is a net. It's a connected set of habits that bring about positive change and improvement in our incredible brains. Every net is made of a thread. A thread is a single behavior that contributes to the net that we're building, and a daily life experiment is the effort of going about that change. The best way of exploring that is to talk you through briefly one particular net. The net to build great sleep is built of 8 threads. Each of them is a habit that you build in order to build great sleep. And we teach people how to do that with a video that's accessible for students and parents. We can send that video home to parents as well for them to watch with their kids. It would take 8 to 12 weeks to build great sleep as a net. We would, in the Unleashing Learning and Productivity pack, talk about how to build a study slot. And it would take maybe 9 weeks to build a study slot. We break down each part of that journey for students. And in the one-to-one element of the program, we work directly with the students to engage them in building a daily study slot. So what do you get? You get 3 strands, 10 skills designed for 3 audiences throughout the whole year. You've got a weekly video for students. There are over 80 videos, 1 a week, teaching them the story of their brain, looking at well-being, mind management, and unleashing learning. Every video ends with a habit. There are lots of examples of nets and threads and how to build behavior change related to the specific areas we're talking about. There's, for year 11 and 12, exam students, year 10 as well, there's a series of videos all about how to build that study habit. That's called Learning Neuro Ninja, and that's within the pack of videos. There's a separate program if you're a sixth form college or you're a school with a sixth form, a PSHE program, 26 20 to 30 minute lessons teaching students how to manage study, well-being, and manage their mind in the context of being a sixth former now. So weekly videos, ideally, delivered through your PSHE program. The videos are already made. They contain pause points so students can be engaged in discussion around the points that are being raised. There's a wellbeing survey that we do at the beginning of our work, a learning and wellbeing survey, which enables us to prescribe certain resources to certain students later on, but also supports us and you in the evaluation of our work. We're very passionate about evidence-based practice. There are live and recorded assemblies throughout the year, which you can access at any time. There's bespoke one-to-one Zoom support for 10 vulnerable students, or groups of students, depending on how we structure it, to work with throughout the year. So it could be different students, 10 at the same time, but different students throughout the year. So basically, we'll be working with 10 students throughout the year, different students at different times to support their well-being, taking our daily habits into their lives. That might be around well-being, that might be around anxiety, that might be around unleashing learning. So that is 10 students each term for the whole of our work with you. There's 9 webinars every term. That's 54 webinars a year, looking at the well-being strand, the mind management strand, and the unleashing learning strand. We look at a different strand each week, and they run at 7:30 on a Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. They're recorded, so if parents can't access them live, they can access them at any time, and you can deploy them with parents at any point. There are 3 training sessions a year for staff, 3 pedagogical masterclasses for staff. There's one-to-one wellbeing coaching for any member of your staff to help build the daily habits of wellbeing, and there's a Neuro Ninja resource sheet every term for staff as well. The program is focused around wellbeing, mind management, and leaps in learning, daily behaviors to transform the brain. We are very well known for the 12 Rocks of Wellbeing. You might have heard of them and not realised where they've come from. They're at the heart of our focus on wellbeing and changing your brain. Linked to that, in the Unleashing Learning and Productivity strand, there are these 10 leaps in learning, directly from cognitive science, teaching students and parents how these different activities will transform daily learning. And if you're interested, we're also able to train key staff to support students with one-to-one coaching using all of our resources to deepen the reach, because we realise that working with just 10 students each term during the course of the year, even though that's going to be 50 or 60 students over the course of the year, it's still not necessarily going to reach as many students as we could possibly reach. And then for the whole community throughout the whole year, there's access to our website. There's all the recordings, training, assemblies, webinars that we've provided via a bespoke website where all your resources will be kept. And don't forget that one-to-one wellbeing coaching. It is transformative for staff. If you need to have any testimonials, any responses from schools that are working with us, just let us know. We can share that information with you. There's lots of positive responses. We evaluate our work in the middle of the year and at the end of the year, and you get a copy of that evaluation. The impact: 91% of our attendees to webinars said it had a positive impact on their well-being and supporting their students in learning. In terms of the students receiving support, over the last 10 months working with students one-to-one, we've supported an increase in their outcomes on average of 25%, depending on the student. In terms of students receiving wellbeing and anxiety support, they've improved their attendance by, on average, 15%. And students receiving one-to-one support around GCSEs and A-levels have seen their grades increase by, on average, 1 grade point. And that is in the context of a time when people haven't been doing exams, they've been doing in-school assessments. But that is the outcome that we've seen through our rigorous analysis of data working with the schools that we work with. And parents and carers in the schools that we work with have fed back that they feel more informed, connected and engaged in specifically what they can do to help their children. The programme is about the whole brain of the whole child for the whole day, and the vision is to give everyone in your community access to daily habits that support well-being, mind management and learning. So what are you waiting for? We can't wait to work with you. Get in touch.